Alright, imagine that your job is to ride a bike across Haiti, climb some of the tallest peaks in the world, or even just lead runs in your hometown, all the while raising money to fight some of the world's major causes like poverty or sex trafficking. Now, to some of you this might seem like a grueling task, but to me, this is a dream job. Today I'm here to talk to you about Venture Expeditions. It's a nonprofit company that focuses on experiential giving, where they give people an experience while raising money for these causes. Now today I'm going to talk about 4 main points. First, what Venture Expeditions does. Second, why they do what they do. Third, some of the skills that you might need to work for Venture Expeditions. And lastly, I'm going to talk about my desire to work for a company like this. Now, Venture Expeditions is a nonprofit company that was founded about 10 years ago in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They are founded on the ideals that they want to give people this, what they call experiential giving, of giving them an experience or a memory that's going to last for a lifetime and change their soul while benefiting the world around them. Now, it was started in 2002 by 2 college kids that one summer decided that they wanted to ride their bike from Los Angeles all the way to New York. And there was 2 issues with this. First of all, neither of them had done anything like this. And second off, neither of them even owned a bike. So over a process of about 6 months, they both sold their cars and ended up raising $15,000 on their bike ride from Los Angeles to New York over the summertime. And this was just a couple of college kids like us. Now this has grown into the company that is now Venture Expeditions. Now one of the super interesting things about Venture Expeditions to me is their business model of a nonprofit. How they focus on using fulfillment partners. So let's say you want to raise money for sex trafficking. They partner with a company called International Justice Mission, and what they do is they would say have a bike ride, because they are good at fundraising and the International Justice Mission works on preventing sex trafficking, so this partnership helps create a more efficient way of getting money to organizations like the IJM. The reason that Venture Expeditions does what they do is they are a Christian company founded on the principles of Christianity, but they feel that instead of just preaching on a street corner or even in a church building, they need to get out and make actual changes in people's lives by building relationships and feeding people, giving people water, and helping save people from things like sex slavery. Now, in a recent interview that I had with Paul Herkman, the executive director of Venture Expeditions, he told me that Venture Expeditions is really focused on benefiting the soul while benefiting the world. He said that his involvement with Venture Expeditions was founded from an experience that he had on Mount Kilimanjaro with an adventure that Venture Expeditions put on where they worked with the orphans around the base of the mountain and then actually hiked to the top of the mountain, raising money for the orphans around the base. Now when he got back to the United States, he said he couldn't sit by and know that these things were going on, know that people were living in these conditions while he wasn't doing something to help them. So he decided to use his talents to help run this company. Now, if you look on Venture Expeditions' website, they have stated that since the year 2002, they have raised over $700,000. They own a school building in Taiwan that helps feed about 70,000 people a year, and they actually helped break some of the trade barriers in Taiwan that nonprofits were having with getting funding and aid into Taiwan, which has helped a lot of large organizations do the same thing. Now, some of the skills that you might need with a company like this are, of course, you got to enjoy the outdoors, which is something that I definitely do, because a lot of the things are founded around working in the outdoors. You also have to have great communication skills because most of their company is founded around building relationships with people around the world. So if you're not going to be able to build these relationships, you're not going to be able to raise the funds to help create an impact. So you need good communication skills. Now everyone knows that there's a lot of issues in the world. According to Laura Trebelman, there's 9.8 million people that are currently involved with sex trafficking. This is from BBC on the 22nd of March 2012. So I feel personally that even if I can just make a small impact, it's better for me to make an impact at all. Now, with nonprofits, of course, they are a nonprofit, not necessarily the most financially best job for you to get. According to Amy Butler from the Bureau of Labor Stats, on April 15, 2009, she said that someone in the nonprofit sector working in a management position makes about 80% of what someone in the private sector makes. So you're going to make a little bit less money, but you are also going to get the reward of seeing the fulfillment in other people's lives of the experiences that you've given them and the benefits that you've made. So, in conclusion, I'd like to review over the 4 main points. First, I talked about what Venture Expeditions is. Second, I talked about why they do what they do. Third, I talked about the skills that you need to work for a company like this. And fourth, I talked about my desires and why I want to work for a company like this. So now I'd open to the floor to questions.
How did you hear about this company? Like, what kind of sparked your interest in them?
Well, my family has been heavily involved in nonprofit organizations throughout my life. My dad is actually friends with Paul Herkman, who's the head of this company. And so I had the opportunity to know Paul and to sit down and talk to him about his organization and what they do. And I guess really just having that relationship really helped me better understand what it's like to live a life where you sort of dedicate yourself to helping other people. So.
Awesome. Do you know of any other organizations that are similar to that one?
I actually don't. So there's other organizations that focus on fundraising and then donating their funds. So there's other organizations that run like that, like Charity Water, if anybody's ever heard of that, focuses on raising funds to provide clean water for people in third world countries. But the difference between that and Venture Expeditions is the fact that Venture Expeditions focuses on giving people that are raising the funds a good experience also. So, any other questions? All right, thank you.